Okay, now in Nollywood, filmmakers and exhibitors converge at the inaugural film conference in Lagos, Southwest Nigeria to discuss pressing matters in the industry. Some of the conversations went from government, multiple taxing, to building trust between producers and exhibitors, and how to retain cinema goers, especially at a time when various streaming platforms are coming on board. Details in this next feature.
Discussions and in future
The smooth running of the symbiotic relationship between filmmakers and cinema exhibitors in Nollywood matters for the long-term growth of Nollywood itself. The conversation here today is strictly about the movie value chain within the Nollywood ecosystem.
Future to generate for us.
I think the biggest takeaway is that all stakeholders are willing to collaborate, and we realize that the cinema business is very important for the entire value chain, for everybody. So from producers to exhibitors to distributors to everybody, right? And the trickle-down effect for everybody else, so for actors, writers, everybody else, is very evident, right? So if we grow the cinema business, we essentially grow the entire industry. Everybody else can earn a bit more. And so collaboration, I would say, is the most important thing. And that's the energy that I think I got today. Everybody wants to grow the share of Nollywood at the box office, right? We want to grow it so that Nollywood is even competing with Hollywood at the box office, and that would be amazing.
Over the years, the small screen ratio to population in the country means that more movies are competing for limited screen time. And this has caused friction between exhibitors and producers, with some producers even alleging favoritism in the system.
That conversation basically removes the myth, because there are a lot of things that some people that they would feel they do not know, and based on the lack of knowledge, there is this feeling of having a cabal in the industry. But when there is ongoing conversations between the distributors, between exhibitors and producers, then knowledge is shared, and once knowledge is shared, then people can essentially get the best from the industry.
In recent times, the advent of video-on-demand streaming platforms have changed the business landscape. Many top titles that initially goes first to the theaters are now created exclusively for some of these streaming platforms.
I know someone.
We know that and we believe that streaming is here to stay. A lot of people are dependent on the streaming platforms for movies. But in the cinema, we already have a value chain whereby movies that come to the cinema eventually go on to streaming. Either they can go on DVD, they can go on to Rock TV, they can go on to Netflix, Amazon, any of the other streaming channels, and they can also go even further than that onto YouTube and various channels. So streaming is here to stay. What we are saying is the content that comes into streaming, some of that content should be shown in the cinema. So we're talking to various content producers and even the streaming platforms. How can we get very good content, especially Nollywood content, onto the cinema so that a wide variety of people can see them on what we consider the best platforms to watch a movie, and to have that shared experience where you're watching a movie with a lot of people or with your friends.
Bring it down. Call it. 253 take 2. Mark. Hey, Mark.
In the long run, earnings from the various value chain is dependent on the profit that accrue from the exhibition end. As it stands, the cinemas appear to be at advantage with the current sharing formula.
For Nollywood, our basic sharing formula is 50% first week, 50-50 first week, 45-55 second week, and 40-60 third week to the advantage of the exhibitor. However, it's not cast in stone.
Hey, Mark.
While the filmmakers and the exhibitors might still be at loggerheads over their sharing formula, they are both in agreement on the menace of multiple taxations and other government bottlenecks in the industry.
You see, in most cases in Nigeria, when things are happening, we don't even try as much as possible to reach the government. And the federal government has created an opened up policy for people to come in, discuss and engage with the agencies that is in charge of him. So they complain. I've told them, let them put it in writing. Let's look at where we have double taxation. And of course, we work with the state government or the federal government agency in charge of double taxation, which of course is not good for business. And the federal government has eradicated it.
With practitioners aiming to improve production quality to meet current global standards, the sustainability of the local industry will depend on how the business end of the showbiz industry is conducted.